Look, sometimes doing the right thing does not feel peaceful. Sometimes it feels super heavy. It can feel awkward or uncomfortable. It's like one of those things that can make your stomach kind of tight, makes you nervous before conversations. Look, we talk a lot about peace that comes from God, but we don't talk enough about the courage it takes to walk in integrity. You know, whether it's standing up for a person that you care about or a child when something feels wrong, even if it makes you out to be the difficult person or the difficult parent, that's not drama. That's protection. Maybe you're forgiving someone that you've carried hurt towards for years. That's not weakness. That's strength. Look, trying to repair relationships rather than letting them rot in silence. Look, that's maturity. But here's the part that people don't always realize. When you choose growth, there's a good chance it's going to stir things up. When you stop staying quiet, it'll make some people uncomfortable. Look, when you set boundaries, it can often look like conflict before peace. Look, if we go to the Bible and we look at Galatians chapter 6, verse 9, it tells us, "Let us not grow weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up." You notice it says grow weary while doing good. Because doing good, it can make you tired. And you will reap a harvest as long as you do not give up. You have to continue doing what you're doing. Doing right, there's a good chance it's going to feel lonely. Choosing forgiveness, it can make you second guess yourself, okay? But look, just because you're nervous, it doesn't mean you're wrong. Just because you're uncomfortable, it doesn't mean you're disobedient. Sometimes it just means that you're stepping into a healthier situation instead of hiding. If you're walking into a hard conversation today, if your heart's racing because you've been trying to do the right thing, just take a breath. Look, courage and fear, they can exist in the same body. It's often what happens to a lot of people. But look, choosing integrity over avoidance, that's never self-inflicted drama. That's growth.